And let's go ahead and get started with our PowerPoint presentation today. Okay, so business mentoring, and I am Amy Beck, your upline leader, most likely, and I'm so excited that you are on our team, and I want to thank you for joining our team. But I also wanted to put a plug in there today. We talked about this a little bit, last week about those people who invited us to experience doTERRA, and what if they had never invited us to experience doTERRA? Where would our lives be right now? I know that my life would be so much different, and so different, but for the worst, right? So I'm so happy that someone shared with me. So I just wanted to put that out there before we get started today, that I do feel an obligation to share, and hopefully you do also. So with that, let's get moving. Okay, so just a few reminders on the actual challenge. We did cover this a little bit last time, but daily accountability, I'm going to have you post on our challenge Facebook page, which is called Business Mentoring Opportunity, and tell us which business building activities you'll be completing that day to build your business. And it used to be called 10 to 10 texting, but now we're just posting to the Facebook page. It's a little bit easier. So in the morning, I need you to post what you're going to do, and then in the evening time, I need you to post what you actually accomplished. And like for the last couple of days, I haven't been on my A game as far as getting my jobs done, but I did move my Monday to Tuesday and then again to Wednesday, but I finally did finish it today. So I think I shared with a few of you that I've been in this spring cleaning mode, and I am just determined to get it done so that I can focus on my business, because right now it's in my head, and it's plaguing me. Like, I need to get it done so I can move forward. And I don't know if some of you have experienced anything like that, but it's a mental block for me. So in order to move past that mental block, I need to get that finished. And so I'm working on my garage and just the last little bit of stuff from our move. So what you're going to tell us each day is the examples of giving samples that you are sharing, also the follow-up with people that you've shared with. So tell us if you're sharing with a business, tell us if you're sharing with your neighbor or with someone at work or whatever the case might be. And then, put a name to that. Tell us exactly who it is that you're sharing with. And then follow up with those people. You want to wait 2, 3, maybe 4 days, not too long, but just a few days of them trying it, because we're only giving them a sample to actually try it, right? We're not giving them a sample that they're going to have for a month, because that's too long. Usually the basic essential oils, which are in the Family Physician Kit or the Home Essentials Kit, they speak for themselves. They're going to get results immediately. And I did listen to something today. I listened to several things online. I had my internet going all day long, or on my cell phone as I was traveling. But one thing that I listened to said that you need to provide a positive experience pretty quickly. Like you don't want to give them something that's like what's what I'm looking for, like a chronic illness or something, and that's going to take a long time to see results, and they might get frustrated and not want to keep going with using essential oils. So you want them to have a positive experience as quickly as possible. So those 10 basic oils are the way to go, to have them get something, right? And then we can be working on other more in-depth problems as we're going later, right? As we go later. So let's have them have a positive experience at the very beginning, but follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up, and we will be talking about that today a little bit more in depth. But you need to decide if you are working full-time or if you are working part-time with doTERRA. So if you're working part-time, we want you to give out 1 sample per day to a new person, and then follow up with someone that you've already had a conversation with before. So it's 1 new person and 1 old person, if I can put it in those terms. And if you're full-time, you're doing 2, at least 2, but maybe even 2 to 4, right? 2 to 4 samples, and then also 2 to 4 follow-ups that particular day. And just remember that the more you do, the faster you'll build your business. And so it depends on how serious you are about getting from point A to point B in this journey, and how fast you want to get there. So I forgot to change this when I did change the Facebook page, because then I I didn't change it on down below where it says 4 weeks to new you. That's the old group. So the new group is Business Mentoring Opportunity Facebook group. And then also we're having this group call. This is our second one out of 4, but we are inviting you to do a weekly mentoring call. And Sharon's had a couple of mentoring calls this week. So hopefully she's not tired of talking to us yet, but we've had some new ideas that we wanted to share with her. And so we've done a couple more, but at least one individual mentoring call per week. And then a monthly goal. You need to know what your monthly goal is. So for some of you, it might just be going from a customer, a consultant, which is, your order, 100 PV or less, up to maybe the manager position, which is $500 overall volume for your team. And so I'm seeing a lot of people sharing and giving samples, and I'm watching. Some of you are sharing those feeds with me on Facebook, or I'm being part of them, and it's so fun to see all of the interest that you're getting. Facebook is an awesome place to go. We're going to talk about social media next week, but for now, I will say that Facebook is awesome. In order to qualify for any commissions, you must have your monthly LRP order cart set at 100 PV at all times and process at least one order per month at or above 100 PV. Now, this is for people that are signing people up that want to receive commission checks, right? And so do know that you get what you get. So doTERRA does require that you have a 100 PV order per month to qualify for a commission. So it's a minimum of 100 PV. So I remember my goal is like, if I'm going to spend 100, I better make 100 back. So I was extra motivated during the month that I had spent the 100 already to get moving and to recoup that $100 that I was spending. But that's not much, right? A lot of companies require a whole lot more of you putting money out and to buy this huge kit to get started. And doTERRA requires a $35 membership fee, or your kit purchase qualifies you, right? Or if you're already a member, then that 100 PV order. But one thing that I will say on this, I don't think I covered it in the next slide. I'll have to make sure that I didn't. Yeah, I didn't cover it. But if you are spending 100 PV in oils, you better take a portion of your oils that you're spending each month, and you can decide what that is and give that out as samples, right? So you have to decide, okay, if I'm spending 100, I'm going to at least give out $25 worth of essential oils and samples, or I'm going to give out $50, or whatever you decide is a good number for you. But that can be a goal, like I have to give out $25 worth of samples, and you can put it on your kitchen table and say, okay, I have to get rid of these by this date, and kind of set a goal there for yourself. But we do want to give samples out because the oils do speak for themselves. We talked about that last week. They do speak for themselves. So give them the opportunity to do that. We don't sell essential oils, right? We share essential oils, and the oils tell their own story, and they sell themselves and they speak for themselves. So don't be afraid to share, because they are so empowering. And like we said earlier, we can't imagine where our lives would be without them now. So share. And the fortune is in the follow-up. So once you give a sample, kind of keep track of when you gave that sample out and when you're going to follow up with them. Put it on the calendar. Like I gave out samples on Monday, on Thursday I'm following up, or on Wednesday, or whatever the case might be. 2 to 3 days is usually enough. Okay, so let me make sure I didn't click ahead. Nope, I didn't. Okay, so just to review what we covered last week, why? What is your personal why? So each of you have a different personal why as to why you need extra income, right? So a person might be desperately needing extra income. So I always share the doTERRA opportunity with people as a business. I didn't in the past, but I do now. It's like doTERRA provides my family with so many opportunities I never would have had before. I'm able to stay home with my last child. I'm able to do some traveling with doTERRA, and it's just made me so many new awesome friends. And so I'm not afraid to share my professional why either. But what is your personal why? What is your motivation? And maybe it's not money, right? Maybe you're like, money would be great, but my personal why is I am very shy and I want to grow as a person, and I want to put myself out there and grow individually. And then maybe your professional why is that you've always had a dream to, go to Europe, but you know that your finances will never allow you to do that, right? And maybe you want to be a founder in France. I don't know. Maybe that's your professional why. You want to be a founder in another country and receive a check once a year. It's a large sum of money for being a founder in that country. And then why do you want to build doTERRA, a doTERRA business? And so those are just a few of the whys that you need to be answering, your personal and your professional. And what is your life dream or goal? So we kind of already covered that. Like, I really want to go to Europe. I want to go to Paris, France. That's mine. I'll share it right there. So it's a dream. It's a goal of mine. I also have other lifelong goals and dreams for myself, such as attaining a master's degree. I want to get a master's degree. Maybe when my kids are all in school, I still have a kindergartner, but someday I'll have a master's degree. I want to improve myself, but I also have business ideas. I have business ideas that I would maybe like to venture off and try. Well, you need money to start businesses, right? doTERRA can be the fuel that starts your dreams in motion. And I read somewhere, I think it was Chloe that shared a quote on Facebook or Instagram the other day, Chloe Leckett, that's on this group. And it said something about 70% of the most successful people are entrepreneurs. They are people that take risks and take chances. And that normal people working 9-to-5 jobs can't attain, right? I mean, it's just all of your money when you're working a 9-to-5 job goes to your monthly expenses. You don't have a lot of savings left over. And when I saw that, I just thought, oh, goodness, I need to share that. I really do need to find that quote again from Chloe. It was great. So what is your life dream or goal? Let doTERRA be the vehicle that takes you on that journey to reach your goal, right? doTERRA can be a goal in and of itself, but you might have extra additional goals in addition to that. So then we talked about your who last week. Who is your target market? Are you going to work with individuals, businesses, or both? I'm not sure who you're going to work with, but I would like to hear your ideas. Post those. Maybe I'll, after today, tomorrow morning, I'll post a little thing that says, who are you working with? What is your ideal customer? Just to get people remembering who they want to personally work with. Some people want to work with moms. Some people want to work with those that struggle with emotional issues. Some people want to work with handicapped people, or those that are less fortunate than ourselves. They want to work and possibly have a, their own, what's the word I'm looking for, their own charity in the future, right? They want to start doing something on a larger scale. So who are you going to be working with? And what is your what, right? No, but what are we sharing? We're sharing essential oils. If you don't share with your community, someone else will. So it's just a reminder, if you don't get out there and share, some of your closest family members and friends will join other teams. And I've given this scenario to both of my main leaders that are on this call right now. I'm like, if you don't share with them, somebody else will. And I'm sure you've already heard some people saying, oh yeah, I heard about essential oils and I joined so-and-so's team. And you're like, seriously, you didn't know that I'm with doTERRA and that I'm building a business with them? So do know that the word is getting out there and someone else will share if you don't. And where will you share? Do not limit your circle of influence. And I gave the example of Shannon and Chloe. So Shannon is a good friend of mine, and she is a school teacher by trade, elementary ed teacher. She's a kindergarten teacher. So she gets 2 groups of kids per day. She has a master's degree. She's very, very successful at what she does. But like most teachers, they get burned out and they need a change of pace, a change of scenery after so many years, right? And so Shannon's been venturing off to build her teams in specific areas. Like, she targeted certain areas where she wanted her teams to be, and she traveled there, and she went to these health and wellness expos, and that's where she met Chloe. She met Chloe in Ohio at one of these health and wellness expos, and we're just so lucky. It's her last name is Leckett, Chloe Leckett, but we're so lucky to have her on our team. And we never would have met Chloe had it not been for Shannon and her saying, I'm going to build my team outside of Utah, and I'm going to go travel, and I'm going to build a team so that I can come home from my teaching job and be raising my own children, right? That's her goal. And so don't limit your circle of influence. I have a couple of teams that are in like Taiwan and Hong Kong. And, I just have a couple little small teams that are sprouting up. Did I travel there? No, not yet. Did I take the word there? No, someone on my team did. So if you share with others, your circle of influence will get a lot larger because other people are sharing alongside of you. So remember that. And when are we going to share? We're going to share now, hopefully now that you see the vision, right? And there's a couple of slides at the end that talk about now. And how, this is what I love about doTERRA is that you get to choose how. However you decide to build your business. You are the CEO. We also call it the chief executive oiler of your own life and your own business. So you have the ability to do whatever you want to do, how it looks, how long it takes to build, whatever you want. It's in your own hands. So you're the CEO of your own business. And I love the quote, this is something about being an entrepreneur, that I'm building my own dreams instead of someone else's dreams, right? Do you desire success or freedom? Do you deserve success or freedom? That's the next one. So do you desire success and or freedom? And then do you deserve success or freedom? There are some people, and I think that myself including, I'll put myself into the same category, that I had a fear of success. I had a fear of money a long time ago, and I've had to really overcome it because my fear was that success or money would change me. I didn't want it to change me. I wanted to stay the same person because I've watched success change people, and I just had that fear. But I've realized that the more success that I have, that means the more lives that I've touched, right? And it's not about me. It's not about my success and what I've done. It's about what God's done, right? It's about what God's done in people's lives, and sharing the message of hope with God and in the future with God. That's my own personal why, right? But think about that for a second. Do you desire or do you deserve success? And the answer is yes, you do. Now, you're going to achieve a different level of success than the next person, but that's just your journey. And you can decide to a certain extent what that journey will look like, and then fate and other things will intervene, right? But you have some choice in that success and that freedom. Health freedom. That's the number one reason why I got involved with doTERRA is since you have any health concerns that you would like to change. If you could be your very best you, what would that look like? And I saw a quote on Facebook again today. I need to start screenshotting these, taking them. Usually I'm on my computer when I do that. I'm like, I don't want to take any more screenshots. But it said something about, why is it that when we get sick, that's when we start caring about our health, right? It's like, it has to take something major for us to wake up and figure things out. But if you could be your best you, what would that look like? Because we do have the tools to be our best selves. And it's just a matter if we use them, if we're consistent and persistent, and we actually use the tools that we have provided to us, right? But we get lazy and we forget. And I didn't take my LLV today, and I didn't get my happy oils on. I was grouchy all day, right? So if you have good health, is there anyone that you know of that would do anything for even one day relief from their poor health? And so the question is, will you help them? So if it's not you, then who can you help to get relief? Because there are people out there looking for it. And if you can't help them, somebody else will. Or maybe they'll just be struggling for the rest of their lives. I mean, that is a sad thing to even think about, right? Let alone have that come to as a reality for someone else. Okay, so energy freedom. Energy freedom. Do you wish there was a magic pill to give you more energy? Do you ever wonder how you will get through the day? Do you use caffeine or other substances to get you through your day? Do you ever feel pulled in a million directions? Do you feel like you're a hamster on a wheel running in circles but getting nowhere? Are you tired of working 1 to 2 jobs and barely making ends meet, right? So there's so many of us that are working so hard with so little results and so little joy, right? I mean, that's what life is about, is to have some joy and some happiness. And a lot of us are so exhausted at the end of the day, we don't have time to feel joy. We don't have time during the day to feel joy. So think about that. We do have some supplements that will help with our energy levels, right? time freedom. Are you punching the clock? Are you building someone else's dream? What if you could be in complete control of your schedule? Could you take 1 month or more off right now and still get paid? I didn't work from November to January pretty much because I was moving and I was cleaning up one house and getting into another one. And then the holidays, it was just mass chaos. And I didn't work for 3 months pretty much. I mean, I still kept touch with my leaders. They're probably thinking, no, you didn't, you were gone. And I really did try to keep in touch with them and keep supporting them. But I didn't do a newsletter, I think, for 1 or 2 months in there. It was crazy. And I mean, how many jobs can you not show up for 2 to 3 months, for 60 to 90 days and still get a paycheck? You just can't. So this is the biggest perk for me, is setting my own schedule each day and being the CEO, chief executive oiler of my own business. And so I have the time freedom to hang out with my kindergartner. He's home in the mornings and he goes to school in the afternoons. I keep saying preschooler, but he's in kindergarten. So I have that time freedom. If I want to walk him to school, or we want to go to lunch and then I drop him off at kindergarten on the way home, which we just did one day this week. Maybe it was Friday. I think it was last Friday. I can do that, right? I mean, how many moms can leave their job, go get their kid, go take them to lunch? There's just not enough time. You have a half an hour to 60-minute break, and like half of our time in that would be spent traveling. So it has given me great time freedom. And then the number one is financial freedom. Do you wish you could improve your financial situation? Tell us how much it would take to improve your current income. So we're going to use this formula. I actually want you guys to write this down, and I want you to send me a text message tonight when you get off of this call, or tomorrow as you're listening. Take what you make currently and what you need or want to make to have your magic number. Now, this is a number that is not clear out there, right? Hopefully. I mean, maybe it is, but a number that you need to make it in this life, right? To have some wiggle room, or maybe a little extra savings, or whatever the case might be. But what is it that right now you want your goal to be, to make during this challenge, to make it worth you doing this 4-week challenge, right? So what you make, subtract what you need or want to make, whichever number is the greatest there. You're going to come up with your magic number. So maybe you need to supplement your income by $500. Maybe you need to supplement your income by $1,000. Maybe $2,000, whatever the case might be. Some of you might just be, I don't know, $50 or $100 might be the only difference between not going into debt every month, right? And that happened to me. I was $200 to $300. I was right there when I came home from my full-time job, and I was a stay-at-home mom. We had done all of our budgeting, but you always have those extra expenses that happen, and we found ourselves like, we just need an extra $200 or $300 per month. Do you know anyone else that could use some extra income? Do you wish that you could help them improve their financial situation? Never be afraid to talk about the business opportunity to help improve their finances. So the doTERRA business opportunity. We talked about this last week about how there are 3 things you want to share with someone on a one-on-one or in a class. You want to tell your doTERRA story. They want to know what success you had using doTERRA and why you got started in using it, right? Everyone wants to know your doTERRA story. And then you want to share the oils themselves. Give them some samples. Let's pass them around. Let everyone smell them and sample them and learn about them, right? And then the last thing is your doTERRA story, your doTERRA business story of why you got started using, sharing doTERRA on a larger scale. Those are the 3 things that people want to hear from you. Every time that you get together with one person or more, those are the 3 things you're going to share. Just pass the oils around, right? And then I wanted to share this slide with you. Okay, I already covered that, right? Yeah, okay. Never be afraid to talk about the opportunity. But what is the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people? And I always wondered this. I'm like, why am I struggling so bad, right? And there's quite a bit of a mindset that goes with it. But that mindset has to be turned to action. So here we go. Successful people are willing to do all of the things that unsuccessful people are not willing to do. The mundane, everyday, undesirable tasks that we need to do to make our business happen. So it's answering emails. I'm just going to say it. I hate email. I'm just going to put it out there. With every fiber of my being, I have 5,000 emails on my on my account right now. That's horrible. And that's with cleaning it up. But I receive, some companies send me like 10 a day. That's overwhelming. So I have to go on like once a week. And there's those one companies that just to keep it at 5,000. And that's terrible. But I know I have a lot of them that I can clean up and get rid of. And I'm admitting this because I'm your leader and I am not perfect. But email, I have to check my email daily. And I can't stand it when somebody says to me, oh, I sent you an email. Did you get it? I'm like, oh, no, I didn't check it. I feel like such a loser. So I need to do that. But some people aren't willing to do that. Some people aren't willing to give out a sample. They're not willing to follow up. And the fortune isn't the follow-up. So why give out samples if you don't follow up? It's a pointless activity, so don't do it, right? I mean, yeah, or you're spreading joy. You're giving people samples, but you're not receiving anything from it. You're just, sharing your income. You're just sharing free money, free products with people and not reaping any benefits from it. So think about that. Think about the things that you dislike to do. I just met with my mentors today, Chris and Karina Bracken, and they asked me point blank. I met with both of them. So they're like firing squad. They're right in front of me, both of them, looking directly at me. Here's me on the couch across from them. They're in 2 chairs. It was firing squad. And they're like, what do you hate? What do you love? What do you hate to do? And I had to identify all the things that I dislike in my business to do. And they're like, then don't do it. Do the things you love. Do the things that you enjoy, that give you joy, and be really good at it. It's like, okay, because I can't do it all, right? I just can't do it all. So you have to pick 1 or 2 things that you're really good at, that you enjoy doing, and then just fine tune those to the best of your ability. So this quote comes from, it's not the exact quote, I don't think, but it comes from the Slight Edge book. And it's saying, okay, 10 minutes a day. And I really have to focus to read my emails for 10 minutes a day, but I'm deleting them as I go, right? So I'm trying one day I'm just going to go through the whole thing and delete, but I'm trying to at least maintain it until I get 10 minutes, 20 minutes that I can just go through and just fire hose them all out of there. But 10 minutes a day of checking my email. I check it once a day. That's all. Sometimes I check it twice, but generally I'm getting the leftovers from the day before the next morning. And find a time of day that you like to do it, like that you're on your A game to do that. Like maybe checking email will be better in the morning for somebody, but it's better in the afternoon or the evening for somebody else. So find the time of day that also works for you. The one thing that I read was if you, in this book, The Slight Edge, said if you read for 10 minutes a day, you'll read 15 to 20 books a year. That's a lot of books, right? That's just 10 minutes a day. And right now, my main book that I'm focusing on is the Bible, but I do have GoPro audio, and I listen to that whenever I'm driving in the car or different things. But my actual reading, where I'm paper copy of the Bible, highlighting, I do that at least 10 minutes a day, and it helps me in my day. I just get so much more accomplished when I'm focused and I've taken care of myself. I've edified myself, and I'm making that connection with God. I'm bringing him into my business because I do want him to be the CEO of my business, honestly, because I'm human. I'm going to mess it up and I can't do it myself. So make God your CEO. And then here's just a little chart of what the habits the unsuccessful people do. So they think they know it all. They act before they think. They fear change. They hoard information and data. They talk more than they listen. They try to bring others down to their level. They stop learning. They blame others. They think, say, and do negative things. They have a sense of entitlement, hold a grudge, always angry to others, don't know what they want to be when they grow up, secretly hope others will fail, and they delight in when other people fail, take the easy way out, never set goals, get distracted every day, criticize others, waste their time, hoard information and data they don't share. I think I already said this, talk more than they listen, they act before they think. I think I read that one. Fear change, and they give up easily. So those are unsuccessful people. They really do have a lot of fears, a lot of anxieties, and if they could just get outside of their head, right, and just go for it, they would experience some success. Habits of successful people is that they track their progress, they learn from their mistakes, they spend time with the right people, I need to read these side by side. Sorry. They track their progress and they have a burning desire. They learn from their mistakes. They work with passion and commitment. They spend time with the right people. They learn, improve, and read every day. They maintain proper balance in life and take risks. They write down their goals and targets. They handle problems well, think long term. They're humble. They compliment others. They share information and data. They make to-do lists. They exude joy. They know their purpose and their mission. They forgive others. They want others to succeed. They talk about ideas, and they accept responsibility for their failure and embrace change. So those are some great ones. So this is a great slide. Everyone must choose one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret, right? We don't want to look back, like 20 years from now, look back and say, okay, if I just would have done this, right? If I should have just really gotten busy, and I really should have just been more disciplined in my business. So no regrets. That's the biggest thing. No regrets. No excuses, no regrets, right? Okay, so the 7 habits of highly effective people from Stephen Covey are: number 1, to be proactive. 2, to begin with the end in mind. So you always want to be thinking of what the final result is going to be, right? Be proactive is just taking positive steps each day. Baby steps, right? Positive baby steps. Put first things first. So even though I hate email, I know it needs to happen in the day because there might be something that I need to address during the day. Even though I hate tackling it in the morning, I hate it. I can't. I don't like that word either. I dislike it immensely. So we need to put first things first, right? The things that we know are going to make us money, the business building activities that are going to generate us the most money. And when problem solving, when a conflict arises, we need to think win-win. Both parties need to win when we are addressing others. Number 5 is seek first to understand and then to be understood. So try to understand the other person's position, and then try to be understood yourself, right? So, but put the other person first. If you put the other person first ahead of your own agenda, you'll win every time. And then synergize. How do I explain synergize? I can't put that into words, but synergize is, it's to energize you, but I need to come up with the definition for synergize. But then we need to sharpen this out. We need to sharpen our skills every single day. I'll look up synergize as soon as we get done with this thing because I cannot put it into words. But to sharpen this out and make our skills razor sharp so that we can move forward. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up, right? Those are the goals for our daily lives, just our personal and our professional lives. No matter how we feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. I love this quote. And then the final one is to show up and to serve, right? If we have the attitude that this is our mission, this is our ministry, and we're showing up to serve other people, will we ever dread it? No, it's like, I need to go do my service project for the day. And we head out the door with that intention. And that's been my intention big time in the last year plus, but really as of 2017, that's my motivation, is to serve and to share essential oils on a much larger scale than I have ever done before. Everyone loves to be served, right? Everyone loves to be remembered. So let me look up really fast. I think I have one of these open. I do. The definition of synergize, because I need to get this in my head. Synergize. Okay, the habit of creative cooperation. It is teamwork, open-mindedness, and the adventure of finding new solutions to old problems. But it doesn't just happen on its own. It is a process, and through that process, people bring all of their personal experience and expertise to the table. So it's kind of like a community energy system, right? So creative cooperation, teamwork, open-mindedness. You know, that's a huge thing, is to be open-minded. Goodness, yes, it's a huge thing to be open-minded. So that's all that I have today. Thank you for joining us. If you guys want to stay on the line, it's 7:40 exactly. Kelly, Ray. I'm so excited. Yay. If you guys want to stay on the line, I'm going to end the recording and I can answer any questions that you have. But thank you so much for taking time out of your busy evening to be with me. And I look forward to serving you guys and helping you to reach your goals, because that's going to help me to reach my goals and helping others, right? So I help you, and I know that it's going to come back to me. So I'm here to serve you, and I'm shown up. I hope that I've proven that I have shown up to serve and to help you guys. And so let me help you, right? Help me help you. So let me know what I can do to help you guys. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.